Hi dear students, come let us study about the coherent sources and the incoherent sources which are required to study and understand the interference of the light. Because we started the point of interference of the light, and in the previous video you learnt that what is the interference of the light, how does it take place, and the next one, what are the required condition for the interference. There I noted one point that the minimum two coherent sources are required. Then the question comes, what are the coherent sources? And you also came to know that the coherent sources are nothing but any two sources of the light continuously emitting the light waves of same phase or constant phase or zero phase difference. Means these are the sources. The light waves which are coming from them should have either the constant phase or the phase difference between them should be zero. Then such a coherent means such a sources of the light are called as the coherent sources, right? And the example is the light waves coming from a single source. Assume one bulb is there. From the single bulb, if two waves are coming, that two waves are considered to be the coherent sources which have same phase or zero phase difference. Okay, and next one, incoherent. Incoherent means what? As usual, they may not have the same phase or their phase difference may be changing. Means one is in the upper motion, means another one will be in the down. So like that, if any phase difference is taking place between the light waves coming from the source, such a sources are called as the incoherent sources. They are called incoherent sources. Okay, and here what is the example for the coherent? A single source. Light waves from the single source. Light waves from single source are taken as the coherent sources. And if you come here, light waves from two different light waves from two different sources. Two different sources can act like a incoherent. That means if you are using the two bulbs, you assume, then the light waves which are coming from that two bulbs are considered to be the incoherent light waves. That means both will be having, though you are saying, madam, both the bulbs are having same watt and both are emitting the same light waves, how they may differ? Of course, see, if might be they are moving with the same velocity or in the same wavelength or in the same frequency, but when they started there may be change in their phase difference. Therefore here the incoherent sources means light waves coming from the two different sources are considered as the incoherent. Yes, and see dear students, you also studied that what are the constructive and the destructive. Constructive means in that interference the intensity of the light is increasing. Destructive means where the intensity of the light is decreasing. Destruction means decreasing in the intensity. Yes, and there we also clearly talked about how the construction of that is constructive interference is taking, and destructive when it is possible, when the crust on the crust falls and the trough on the trough falls, constructive is possible. Then when the destructive is possible, when a crust of one wave fall on the trough of the another, then the resultant displacement may be zero or it is minimized. If the displacement is zero, then amplitude also decreases, and if the amplitude is decreased, then definitely the intensity will be decreased. Because we have one relation. This also you studied in your first PUC. The intensity of the source. Remember dear student, that might be a sound or the wave. the intensity of that is directly proportional to the square of the amplitude. Remember this formula. If I consider I is the intensity and A is the amplitude, so I is directly proportional to the square of the amplitude. So this one term you have to remember all the time. Yes? Okay. Then moving to the next one. To understand the interference of the light and the conditions, what are the required conditions for the constructive and the destructive interference of the light, we have to discuss about the theory of the interference. Yes, so here we are going with the next step, that is the theory of interference. Yes, in the interference of the light, 2 points to be remembered is, one is minimum 2 coherent sources are required for the interference, and the second one is, what is the second condition here? What I told in the earlier. So theory of interference means what? There is a modification in the intensity of the light is taking place. Okay, and remember here what coherent sources should have? They should have the same phase. Okay, then theory of the interference, when we are discussing, we consider the two waves, and which principle is involved in the interference? That there the superposition principle of the light is involved, right? Then let us consider there are two light waves. One is of displacement, A sine of omega t, or else I take A1 sine omega t, because here what I consider, the amplitude of the first wave is taken to be A1, right? And the second wave is moving with a displacement taken as a y2, that is taken to be A2 sine of omega t plus pi I will take here. Here A1 is the amplitude of the first wave, omega is the angular frequency of the wave, and t is the time at a given instant, and A2 means amplitude of second wave, and here as it is same omega and t, but what is the pi here? We are thinking that maybe when the two light waves are moving, there may be a phase difference. So pi means that is given by phase difference. That is given by phase difference, right? Then by the superposition, see, one wave is a y1, another wave is a y2. When both are moving along the same direction, we know that they overlap each other, they coincide, they superimpose each other. Then at the point of the superimposition, the resultant displacement can be given as the resultant displacement of the particle of the medium. Because when a wave is moving, what are vibrating in the medium? The particles of the medium are vibrating, right? So therefore, the resultant displacement of particle can be given as y is equal to y1 plus y2. How this is obtained here? By the superposition principle. This is obtained by the superposition principle. Okay, then in the given formula, and here for the simplification, you can take both the waves having same amplitude also, no problem. And when you substitute both in the given equation, that is y1 means I take here a sine of omega t, plus here y2 means I consider that is a sine of omega t plus pi. Okay, both the side, what is the common here? The amplitude of the wave remains the common. Y is equal to a into, so the remaining terms can be written as sine omega t plus So sine of omega t plus pi. See dear students, such a type of a expression have you seen in your mathematics? Of course. So this is related to the formula of, like this formula have you seen? Sine of A plus sine of B. That is equal to, what is the expression for this? So for this you discussed that it is equal to 2 into sine of A plus B by 2, A plus B by 2 into cos of A minus B by 2. Am I right? So this can be, now the above expression can also be expressed in terms of sine A plus sine B. Here I consider omega t complete as a and from here to here I consider this as a B. Then when I apply the same formula to the above expression, what comes now? I can get that y is equal to A into bracket 2, write as it is, and here sine of A means what? That is, I can use a flower bracket here, sine of A plus, A means omega t plus B means omega t plus pi divided by 2 and into cos of what is the term? A minus B. A means omega t minus omega t minus pi will come here upon 2. Right? And still we can simplify this. This 2 is multiplied to the A. Then y is equal to 2A sine of, here omega t is there. How much it comes? 2 omega t plus pi by 2 into, here plus omega t minus omega t is there, both will cancel, then cos of minus pi by 2. Right? And see, this again I can apply to both, that is equal to 2A sine of, I can separately apply here 2 omega t by 2 plus pi by 2. Then here cos of minus theta will come what? Again it is a cos theta only. So I can write this as a cos of pi by 2. Right? And y is equal to 2A sine of, now it comes as a sine of omega t plus pi by 2. Why it is omega 2? This 2 will get cancelled. So the 2A sine omega t plus pi by 2 into cos pi by 2. And I will rearrange the terms here. Then y is equal to 2A cos of pi by 2 into sine omega t plus pi by 2. Then, so this complete I use as the capital A here. What is the capital A? It is the resultant amplitude of the two waves which are superimposed each other during the motion. Yes, so therefore if I consider y is equal to this complete term, I can express as a, then y is equal to A into sine of omega t plus pi by 2 will be my final expression for the resultant displacement of the particle when the waves undergoes the interference here, and they are taken under the superposition principle. Yes, I hope you understood, because next we are moving with this A is equal to 2A cos pi by 2. By using this formula only, we will define how the constructive interference takes and how the destructive. Yes, and see dear students, so in your NCERT, so some you can also take here A sin badli ಕಾಸ್ ಅಂತನೂ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೋತ್ ಸೈನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಕಾಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನಿಕ್ ಮೋಷನ್ಸ್. Yes, they are indicating simple harmonic motion of the particle. So instead of this sign, you can use cos omega t also. If you use cos omega, then final expression also again comes in a cos of omega t plus pi by 2. But main, which formula we required here? The 2a cos pi by 2 is required. Am I right? And did you understand what the expression I have solved? Consider first the theory of the interference. This was asked for the 3 marks in your preparatory examination. So last year only. Explain the theory of interference of the light waves by using superposition principle. So what is the explanation? Consider 2 light waves coming from coherent sources, right? So of having displacement y1 and y2. Hence y1 is given as a sin omega t, y2 is equal to a sin omega t plus pi, where the pi is taken as a phase difference. Sometimes this pi can also be written as a small delta, that is nothing but the phase difference only. Yes, so then resultant displacement of the particle when the 2 waves are moving in the medium can be given by the superposition principle, that is y is equal to y1 plus y2. And here I substituted y1 and y2 values and simplified here. The common term is the amplitude of the both the wave taken outside. Then what remains under the bracket? Sin omega t plus sin of omega t plus pi. Isn't it? Then this type of the expression you have seen in the mathematics. By that mathematical expression, so that can be given as sin A plus sin B, means we have the standard formula 2 sin of A plus B by 2 into cos of A minus B by 2. I applied this only to the above expression. Here I considered omega t means that is A and omega t plus pi means that is a B. And after the simplification we got this formula here. So A sin A plus B means this is a formula cos A minus B, plus and minus concept that terms will get cancelled, then the remaining will be, again we went with the simplification and finally simplified formula is y is equal to 2a cos pi by 2 sin of omega t plus pi by 2. Right? And this is nothing but the resultant amplitude. You can write here A is equal to 2a cos of pi by 2 is called the resultant amplitude. Resultant amplitude. Okay, so and with the help of this resultant amplitude only, we next define the constructive and the destructive interference. Okay, so then how to define them? With the help of theory of the interference. This formula also required here. Intensity is directly proportional to square of the amplitude. Yes. So let me explain you the constructive conditions for constructive interference. First one, constructive interference. Yes. What I told in the previous video, constructive interference means where the intensity is maximum. Yes, therefore here also if you take the intensity of the light here, intensity of the light, that is I, then it is directly proportional to what? It is directly proportional to the square of the resultant amplitude. Yes, and if I is directly proportional to square of the amplitude, here we completely take A is equal to this formula only. Yes, here the resultant amplitude will be taken. Then in the place of the amplitude I directly proportional to. A means from the last step, what I can substitute here? That I can substitute as 2a cos of pi by 2. That is whole square. Then that is equal to I is directly proportional to square of that means what will be my formula? 4a square cos square pi by 2. And see dear students, a square cos square pi by 2 means I can substitute that as a, so I naught only. This I can substitute as a I naught. Why it is I naught? I naught means the initial intensity of the light waves. So I is equal to 4 I naught. I is equal to 4 I naught. Remember dear students, at the constructive interference, what is the maximum intensity of the light? That is equal to 4 times the initial intensity of the light at the constructive interference. Right? And if you go for the destructive, and here we also should understand the point that if this formula want to be the constructive, then what should be the pi value? Here remember, constructive ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4i ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ pi value ಏನಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ನನಗೆ? Pi value should be equal to 0. When a pi value is equal to 0, then see dear students, cos 0 means what is my value? That gives me 1. Therefore here pi value should be 0, or it may be 2 pi, or it may be 4 pi, like that it may continue. Therefore generally I can take here that the pi value is equal to 2n pi. For the constructive interference, what is the phase difference between the two waves here? It is equal to the even multiple of the pi. Remember, this is a very important required condition. For the constructive interference, what should be the pi value? The pi, that is the phase difference between the two waves, should be equal to even integral multiple of the pi. See, 2n is taken as the even integral multiple of the pi. Okay? And the same formula you can express in terms of the path difference also. Then what is the relation between the phase difference and the path difference? See, the relation between pi and delta. Delta is taken as the path difference, or in some text they have taken delta x only. Yes, delta means pi and delta x. Pi is the phase difference, or you can take it is a phase difference. Delta x means path difference. Between these two we have an important relation, that is phase difference delta pi is equal to 2 pi by lambda into the path difference. Remember dear students, this is a very important relation, and such a relations or the formula you are using in your competitives also, right? And with the help of this, now I will explain you how the phase difference can also be given for the constructive interference of the light. See here, delta pi is equal to 2 pi by lambda into delta x. Delta x is the path difference, right? So then in the place of delta pi, now I substitute for constructive, I write that is delta pi means I take that as a 2n pi. It is equal to 2 pi is there only, divided by lambda is there, and this is a delta x. Now what is my aim? I am going to derive what is the path difference here. Okay, and here 2 pi get cancelled, both get cancelled. What is the remaining here? This lambda can be cross multiplied here, then it becomes n lambda is equal to delta x. See dear student, this is the required condition for the path difference for constructive interference. Then from this I can say that this is again rearranged like this. I can say that the path difference for the constructive interference is integral multiple of the lambda. Integral multiple of the lambda. Or if like this only even you want to do, that also you can modify here. Delta x, n means there you can take a 2n. If a 2n comes, then shall I take like this lambda by 2? Because if 2 will get cancelled, again my last expression is obtained. Okay? Hagidre, one vele question bantappa. Give the phase and the path difference for the constructive interference. Then what should be your formula? The phase difference pi is equal to 2n pi. That is even integral multiple of the pi. And the path difference is equal to even integral multiple of lambda by 2 or integral multiple of the lambda. Any one you can write here. Both are same only. I hope dear students you understood this condition. Yes, and this is a very important for the 1 or the 2 mark or sometime in the competitive also like a KCET, such a simple questions may be asked. Right? Yes. And with the help of this only, now let us move to the destructive interference. Destructive interference. Yes, in the destructive interference, as I told, the intensity should be what? It should be minimum. Minimum intensity means how much? It is 0 only. Yes, if you want to get I is equal to 0, then this term should become 0, isn't it? Then when it is possible to get that term as a 0? So that possible when cos, that is pi value is equal to, that means, that cos pi by that should be equal to 90 degree, isn't it? So because cos 90 means what is the value? That is 0 only. So if cos pi by 2 is 90, then you know that pi should be is equal to, that is a pi or 3 pi or 5 pi, like that you can continue up to 2n plus 1 pi. Therefore, remember dear students, for the destructive interference, what is the phase difference between the two waves here? It is odd integral multiple of the pi. It is the odd integral multiple of the pi. See here n can be taken as a 0, 1, 2, 3 up to like that n term you can add. 1 you can check here. If you take n is equal to 0 here, 2 into 0 means 0 plus 1 means 1, 1 multiplied pi means you will get the first one. If you take n is equal to 1, 1 means 2 into 1, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 into pi, 3 pi. The second is obtained. Yes, that is showing us that. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ನನಗೆ ಏನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, when the light waves having a phase difference of pi or a 3 pi or a 5 pi, they can give the destructive interference. Here the point explaining us that if the two waves are having the phase difference of 2 pi or a 4 pi between them, they can give us the constructive interference. And in the constructive interference, the maximum, the intensity of the light wave is 4I naught. I naught is what? The initial intensity of the light waves. Okay. And here also it is clear, for the destructive interference, the intensity is minimum. If you want to get the minimum intensity, what should be the cos pi by 2 value? It should be equal to 90. Then if pi by 2 is 90, then definitely pi should be equal to 180 degree. That means pi or a 3 pi or 5 pi, like that. Okay. Then same thing for the path difference also. If I consider like above expression, the path difference, that is 2n plus 1 into pi is equal to 2 pi by lambda into delta x, and here pi only will get cancelled. Therefore, path difference is equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2, 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. So, this formula gives that for the destructive interference of the light, the path difference should be equal to odd integral multiple of the lambda by 2. Then see dear students, why I used here lambda by 2, it is clear now, because I want to keep both the conditions same for your better understanding. Yes, here also I have taken even integral multiple of pi, and here also even integral multiple of lambda by 2. Then see here, in the destructive, odd integral multiple of the pi, and here also the path difference is odd integral multiple of lambda by 2. Yes, I hope you understood, and these are the very important conditions for the constructive and destructive interference based on the theory of the interference of the light. Okay. So, watch the video. If any queries, you can ask me. Thank you for watching my videos.